of the regime change, crack dealing, and assassination factory. The CIA has a legendary gaggle of goons, coterie of cranks, the scariest, spookiest Anglo crackers the northeastern power systems could create. And this is my opinion, their Hall of Fame. All right, to start off our list of scumbags, we have Mr. James Jesus Angleton. Now, Angleton, in my opinion, is kind of like the LeBron James of the CIA. He was being heralded as the most dominant non-communist intelligence figure in the world by Richard Helms. Now, JJA's daddy was an OSS snitch in fascist Italy in the early 30s before he fucking got back to America before the getting was good. And, Jesus, of course, would go to Yale. And Yale is a recurring theme for the CIA scary fucks. And he would suck ass at Yale. He was at the bottom half of his class. He would eventually end up running the OSS cleanup program, and he would be killing any German agents or informants left in Italy, and was successful despite his arrogant and dickheadish nature. Now, onto his list of greatest hits in the CIA, which include working with Shin Bet and Mossad, helping Israel develop nuclear weapons. He oversaw a snitch ring involving ex-Communist Party member and trade unionist Jay Lovestone. He served as the CIA liaison to the fucking Warren Commission and oversaw the, at the time, most comprehensive domestic covert surveillance project of all time at the time, Operation Chaos. Richard Bissell. Old Dick Bissell was the typical agency Anglo cracker, a Yale graduate, big time failure. He's the biggest failure on this list, but his failures are so monumental to agency history that he's an easy Hall of Fame pick. Dick wouldn't do a whole lot, but he would oversee the building of Area 51 and the developing and testing of the U-2 spy plane. He developed relationships between the CIA and the following mobsters: Johnny Roselli, Sam Giancana, Carlos Marcello, Santo Trafficante Jr., and Meyer Lansky. He planned and executed the disastrous and stupid Bay of Pigs invasion that effectively ended his career at the CIA. This is one of them guys, all right? This is one of them guys. Ted the Blonde Ghost Shackley. Ted Shackley is the outsider from West Palm in Florida and graduating from University of Maryland. He is unlike his contemporaries of the time. Shackley was a U.S. Army intelligence officer who very quickly found success in the CIA doing the following: running the agency's largest operations outside of Miami, known as JM Wave, targeting Cuba and Castro, coordinating and leading the secret war against the NVA in Laos. He ran Operation Phoenix for a period, a clandestine kill capture program in Vietnam. He's allegedly linked to an Australian bank where millions of dollars of heroin profits were transferred to after the fall of Saigon in 1975. He oversaw Project Fubelt, the American involvement in the Chilean coup. He's allegedly connected to Edwin Wilson, who sold explosives to Libya. And, of course, to put the fucking cherry on top, he was tied up in the Iran-Contra affair. Mr. Allen Dulles. Now, if Angleton was LeBron, this motherfucker was Wilt Chamberlain, 100-point games and 50-point average seasons type shit. Allen Dulles is the most evil man in the history of American spycraft, bar none. He started and encouraged and overinflated the risks of the Cold War turning hot to profit himself and his brother. He ordered the break-in of Senator McCarthy's office to feed him disinformation, to discredit him, to stop him from looking into the CIA anymore. Facilitated and controlled, and God, fuck. Facilitated and controlled the successful plan to overthrow the democratically elected Prime Minister of Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh. Led the overthrow of President Jacobo Arbenz Guzman in Guatemala. Had a literal bloodlust to murder Patrice Lumumba. eventually got sacked for his continued failings in Cuba, just like Dick Bissell. And now this one is a little less confirmed. I personally believe it, but this one there's a little less direct information. But you could see why, considering the man fired him. He is potentially involved in slash facilitated or paid for JFK's assassination. The last man on our list, Mr. William Bill Colby. Another outlier, Bill Colby was a Princeton University graduate, avoiding the typical path of Yale skull and bones flogging parties like many of his CIA contemporaries. My apologies. Colby is the least personally remarkable of these guys, but his career swings with the best. I like to think of him as like a Kawhi Leonard of the pack. He would help set up Operation Gladio during the beginning of his CIA career. He would have a career-long beef with James Jesus Angleton. Created the kill capture program, Operation Phoenix, that we mentioned earlier. He was surprised by the Yom Kippur War, allegedly. I guess another failing. These guys fail a lot, and that's what makes their career so important. Remember that. He would be incredibly open in the church committees. Now, the reason why this puts him on the Hall of Fame is this is like a people's choice. Because his openness in the church committee would cause a little weakening and restructuring of the agency that would shift a lot more of its foreign policy objectives to the State Department. And to end it off, he authorized a lot of illegal entries, wiretappings, physical surveillance of journalists, despite keeping face as the Catholic liberal CIA director. So, of course, like when we talk about CIA guys, yes, there probably is some guy out there that's killed 50 men, right? This list wasn't for them. This list was for the swinging dicks at the top that are going to be remembered in history fondly for their dedication to the fascist American imperialist project. That's what these men will be best remembered for failing constantly and pushing somehow failing constantly, but somehow pushing the fascist American imperial project forward. I don't know. I just wanted to do this little short video, kind of talk about some CIA guys for a little bit. I'm gonna start working on something new soon. Maybe something longer form. I feel like these shorter videos really aren't very entertaining to you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for checking it out and enjoy. Make me